hear things about what America's like, and we see different images in movies, right?
Right.
For example, I remember when I was a little kid watching that Michael J. Fox movie, High School USA.
High School USA?
It's an old movie. I don't even.
Okay.
It's an old movie. It's an old movie, but yeah, I mean, in movies they over-exaggerate what the high school experience is, right?
Yes, of course. It wouldn't be a fun movie if they didn't exaggerate. Yeah.
So that's kind of my experience with, or my education of American high school life was through movies or from what my friends told me. But it was slightly different from what I had imagined.
Of course, yeah.
Especially, I first moved to Torrance.
So that's where so you moved to Southern California.
Southern California. And it's a suburb a little south of Los Angeles, downtown LA.
Is this your first time? It's not your first time outside of the Philippines.
I had gone back and forth from Korea. We visited Korea a lot.
Right.
But it was my first time in America.
Okay.
When I was 12.
18.
12.
Oh, 12.
12.
Okay, 12.
12 years. So, a little bit of a culture shock, but it wasn't that bad. Language-wise, I spoke English all my life, or from when I was really, I don't even remember when I first learned. So.
Right, right. So. In school, you were speaking English all.
In school, I was speaking English.
Right, okay. Yeah. Okay, so you land in there at 12 years old.
At 12 years old.
Go to middle school. I guess at the time there was probably a lot of Korean American children there.
Exactly. So that's why it was, there were a lot of Asians. A lot of Asians.
Right.
I mean,
Not too uncomfortable.
It wasn't uncomfortable at all. Made friends pretty easily.
Yeah.
There was adjusting, but I made a good core of friends that I still keep in touch with and still see all the time, even when I go back to visit. You know, it's just, we hang out, we mess around, we act stupid.
All right, well, that's what you do when you're young. You're still young. I'm not young anymore. So, so you moved on and you went to elementary school, middle school, I guess. Middle school and there. High school there in Torrance as well? Southern California?
Yes.
Same thing. And then graduate from school. Mom says, I got the youngest out of high school. I'm done. I'm going back to the Philippines.
She moves back.
And what do you do?
I went to 3 colleges. I first went to UC Irvine.
Okay.
Went there. I transferred after 2 years to UCLA.
Okay.
So in Westwood, in University of California, Los Angeles.
Right, right.
And I was there for another 2 years or so.
Going UC to UC is very easy, right, I assume?
They say, I think I was told that it wasn't too easy. It wasn't too easy.
Oh, really?
That they put the priority on the junior college, junior college
students going, yeah.
And
this is just for you viewers. The California state school system includes 2-year colleges called junior colleges or community colleges, and then the state school system, which I went to Cal Poly Pomona.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And then the UC school system, all state-run schools. And you went to UC Irvine, then UCLA, same system. And then
I transferred once again to USC, a private school, University of Southern California.
Did you lose all your UCLA friends?
I'm always
UCLA and USC are rival schools. Yeah,
it's like Yeondae and Kodae here. Right?
Yeah, Yeondae, Kodae. Perfect comparison. 좀 왼수 같은 학교죠. Yeah, they don't like each other too much.
So I transferred from. People always ask me. So who do you root for?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like both schools. I root for both. If they're playing each other.
Yeah.
I think in basketball, I'm a UCLA fan, but in football, actually, even in football, I'm more of a, actually, I don't want to say this.
He's very confused,
I'm very confused.
He likes both teams, yes, okay.
People from SC are watching. But I love both schools. I really love both schools.
And did you graduate from SC then?
I graduated from USC.
USC, okay.
Yes.
University of Southern California.
Not University of Spoiled Children. University of Southern California.
우리 잘하는 농담이에요. It's a 사립 학교라서 좀 못된 아이들의 학교라고 얘기하면 University of Spoiled Children, USC.
사람들이 농담 많이 하는데요.
농담으로 하는, Anyway, no, not the University of Spoiled Children.
University of Southern California.
Right.
I went to the film school there. And I graduated from film school, and I
very famous
started
film school, USC Film School, is very
yes,
well known.
it is well known. Especially, it has a big network.
Yeah.
It's a pretty large film school, so a lot of people who graduate go on and work in Hollywood, because obviously LA and Hollywood next to each other.
Very close, yeah.
And so they have a network-wise, it's great.
Yeah.
In that once you go out and look for jobs or you work within Hollywood, there are a lot of people from USC.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess it's a Korean concept, the Korean concept of 선후배 and all that kind of stuff. But that's important in America too, isn't
Alumni,
it?
alumni paths,
right.
Yeah.
Right. We call them alumni, right?
Alumni.
같은 대학교 졸업한 사람들은 alumni. So all of your alumni who graduated from USC, it's an easy way to kind of get to meet them, huh?
It's an easy way to meet them, and I think when I was going to school, people would talk about it. They call it the USC Mafia, I think.
Oh, really?
So if you go out and apply for a job, they will always interview you, and you will always have a better chance of
getting
at least you'll get a chance.
Right, get an interview.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And so you graduate, and then graduating from film school, was your main goal acting? Because film school could be a lot of things. It could be making films,
so many
you could be
different things.
acting in films.
So that's where, I guess, I've wanted to act since I was a little kid.
Okay.
But outside of, when I was in high school, I started acting, going out to auditions. I did some commercials, and I did that all throughout high school, somewhat.
In America?
In America.
Uh-huh.
And the reason why I actually went to film school, so when I went to UC Irvine, my first school, I studied drama.
Okay.
So I was a drama major.
Okay.
Because I wanted to learn, more acting.
Uh-huh.
But the reason why I went to film school in the first place was I felt there's so many limitations. There's so many. It's difficult. It's not a piece of cake. It's not a walk in the park for an Asian American actor.
Right.
Working in Hollywood.
Right.
And I felt the limitation. I tell this story many times, even in Korea, to get a better idea. I felt like being an Asian actor, it feels like you're fighting for little scraps.
Uh-huh.
Scraps of bread.
Right.
You're fighting for that.
Right.
And the reason why I went to film school was eventually I felt that I wanted to make, it could be a smaller piece of bread, but I wanted to make that bread.
Okay. Okay.
And I had this passion for I liked writing. So I wanted to develop that more, learn more screenwriting, and just see what the different aspects there are. Because even as an actor, learning the other aspects, learning writing and learning directing will help you as an actor.
Right.
And